this fold job that just went on in the WNBA Finals in Game 5, really in Game 4 and 5, but particularly in Game 5. Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, all the rest of them that played in that game, even on the Minnesota Lynx, all of them. They got a taste, a tiny, tiny taste of the kind of pressure that Caitlin Clark has been under all season.
Angel Reese just got caught by the WNBA for using steroids, and it's honestly absurd.
The kind of pressure and spotlight that Caitlin Clark has been under all season. And what happened? They folded. They get a tiny bit of the attention that they've all been clamoring for. Oh, we've made this league, and it's not just one player, and we should be treated, they should be celebrating us rather than Caitlin Clark. We're on the Olympic team. That spotlight came. Game 5, big game. People were interested. The WNBA finally has some attention.
How low can someone go just to grab attention? Steroid use is illegal in sports because it's essentially cheating.
Sabrina Ionescu goes 1 of 19 from the field. It's one of the worst performances we've ever seen, if not the worst performance we've ever seen from a so-called elite athlete in a championship game performance. Have we ever? Think it through. Help me out. Hop in the chat. Hop in the comments.
Boosting your muscles and pretending to be an unstoppable athlete. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out there shining without breaking any rules. In a recent WNBA playoff game, Caitlin Clark experienced an eye poke from Dejonai Carrington, which sparked a lot of discussion. This reminds me of an event that changed my life. In 2016, I was driving to a reunion with friends when a distracted driver ran a red light and crashed into me. My car was total, and I ended up needing multiple knee surgeries. Insurance companies often try to pay you less than what you deserve after an accident, which is why I'm excited to introduce our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country and can fight for the best possible result for your case if you become their client. Whether it's a minor accident or something more serious, they make sure the insurance company doesn't shortchange you. The best part? You don't pay them up front. If they don't win, you don't pay. If you ever find yourself in an accident, remember your options. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in description below. Thanks to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video.
Tell me where we've ever seen a so-called Olympian, elite, someone considered for face of the league, all on television commercials everywhere. Oh, she's a star. She's a legend. If things were right, if the world wasn't so sexist, she would be Kobe Bryant. She would be Allen Iverson. Game 5, 1 of 19 from the field. Missed 13, 14 straight shots.
It's almost laughable how Reese couldn't handle that reality. Angel Reese's ego seems so fragile that she resorted to one of the dirtiest tricks in the book.
Finished 1 of 19. Played like dog doo-doo. Under the spotlight and the kind of attention Caitlin Clark has seen in every game since about her senior year in college. Her entire senior year in college, covering the sport of women's college basketball and now covering the WNBA. We ever seen Caitlin Clark fold up like that, the way Sabrina Ionescu did? Breanna Stewart, one of the people that, oh yeah, when Caitlin Clark gets here, we'll see if she can handle. Breanna Stewart gets the spotlight.
Hoping no one would catch on. Seriously? Getting caught using steroids? Now we see the truth behind all that fake confidence and bravado she's been flaunting. The same Angel Reese who claims to be the best and acts like she's untouchable just got exposed for cheating.
Looks like hot garbage. 4 of 15 from the field. Took 6 steps before getting off that junk shot that they sent her to the free throw line. Had to be bailed out by the referees. Had missed 2 free throws earlier, had missed free throws earlier in the series in a big spot.
You've got to be kidding me. The player who calls herself the queen of the WNBA is now facing allegations of using steroids just to keep up.
These women folded up. They got a tiny taste of the attention and spotlight and pressure that Caitlin Clark got and folded up. I had a buddy of mine asked me, no, it wasn't a buddy of mine. He's a friend of mine, but he works with me, Justin. This morning's like,
seriously? This isn't how you come in and dominate the game. Steroids are the go-to shortcut for desperate athletes looking to bulk up or enhance their performance, and now they're linked to Reese. And let's talk about the irony here.
What's going on? I don't see anything nice, spectacular, interesting about her game, unstoppable about her game. Nothing. Folded up. Got the attention they said they wanted and couldn't perform. It was a choke job, and the refs had to come in and hand them the series. Minnesota Lynx players, not to the degree of Ionescu and Breanna Stewart, but they folded up too.
This is the same Angel Reese who constantly criticizes Caitlin Clark.
That was a god-awful performance. They got the whole what's left of the WNBA basketball world. They got 1.5 million, who knows how many viewers tuning in to their Game 5 finals game. Big crowd in Madison Square Garden, Spike Lee sitting courtside, all these celebrities sitting courtside, blowing off Sunday Night Football to be there to watch these women perform, and they put on a 67-62 overtime garbage display. Folded.
Claiming she only gets attention because she's white. The projection is strong.
Couldn't take the heat that Caitlin Clark takes every single game. Caitlin Clark plays in front of a sold-out arena that shows up to see her every single game. They want to see a magical performance from her every single game. Everybody talking about her, big television ratings for her games, all of that every single night. And came out and had one of the greatest rookie seasons in the history of the WNBA.
While Reese was busy throwing shade and complaining about race, she might have been hiding her own secret, performance-enhancing drugs. Maybe the real issue is that Reese couldn't stand the fact that Clark was outshining her without any shortcuts. Caitlin Clark set the WNBA rookie scoring record with 761 points this season.
Angel Reese is undermining the league with her unlikability. The reason why people are jumping on board and everyone's is they finally found a player who's halfway likable in Caitlin Clark and who doesn't rub their wealth, privilege, and entitlement down everyone's throat and forces it on like I'm supposed to be special.
All achieved cleanly and legitimately. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, despite her alleged enhancements, can't even come close to that number. While Reese is busy making excuses and throwing around fake accusations, Clark is letting her performance do the talking. That must sting, because regardless of any enhancements Reese might be using, she still can't match Clark's raw talent. And we can't overlook her other antics. Remember when she pretended to be injured just to gain some sympathy? That whole situation looks even more questionable now. One minute she's on the sidelines, and the next she's back stronger than ever, now with steroid accusations on top of it. The issue is, no one is buying that act anymore. In Angel Reese's case, it's not just about competition. It's about desperately holding on to a reputation built more on drama than skill. The pressure is immense. Endorsements, fame, and that small slice of the spotlight are all slipping away. So what does she do? Instead of putting in the hard work, Reese seems to have taken the easy way out by using steroids. Why bother with effort when there's a quick fix available? The WNBA is tougher than ever, and with Caitlin Clark stealing headlines with her incredible performances, Reese is fading fast. The player who once strutted around like she owned the league is now just a shadow behind those who are genuinely putting in the effort. Reese's performance has been as inconsistent as a faulty elevator. One day she shines with moments of brilliance, and the next she looks completely lost on the court. It feels like she's struggling to stay relevant in a league that's moving ahead without her, and just when her stats start to decline, suddenly she claims, "Oh, I'm injured, right, Angel?" We totally believe that. Injuries conveniently popping up when your performance isn't cutting it. What's even more amusing is how she's trying to play the victim, pulling the poor me card in hopes that sympathy will distract from the possibility of her using steroids. Honestly, if you're willing to risk your entire career over illegal supplements, at least have the courage to own up to it. Instead, she's out here complaining about injuries, shifting the blame, and expecting everyone to feel sorry for her. Instead of putting in the effort to genuinely improve, she's looking for shortcuts, which is honestly a bit sad. While Caitlin Clark is out there breaking records with her natural talent and hard work, Reese seems to be sitting on the sidelines, scheming ways to cheat, whether it's using steroids or faking injuries, just to stay relevant. God forbid she fades into obscurity, right? If this investigation doesn't go well, she could face a suspension, a tarnished reputation, and the end of whatever credibility she has left. The WNBA deserves athletes who earn their spot, not those willing to cut corners and jeopardize their health just to stay in the spotlight. What's truly unfortunate is that instead of working on her game, she's been sabotaging her own career with one controversy after another. Fake injuries, endless drama, and now this. How much lower can it get? If this is true, it might be time for her to take a step back and figure out what kind of athlete she really wants to be. Right now, the only title she seems to be aiming for is the WNBA's biggest joke. You wanted to be at the top, Angel? Well, congratulations. You've made it, just not in the way you hoped. Welcome to the Hall of Shame.